We did it! 7,041 subscribers as of recording this. Thanks to every single one of you. Your support of this channel has been absolutely magnificent. Now, one lad who always comments, Lord Flashget, I love that name, and he said to me, never apologise for asking for subscribers, mate. Don't be shy, you're a Scouser. And he's right. Now, I'm not shy, but as I've told you, I'm a terrible salesman. But then again, he is right that I am Scouse. So, with that said, if you haven't subscribed yet, why not? Get on it, will you? I'm just kidding. Thank you to everyone who's subscribed. Right, on to the video. One of the big ones over the last decade. Man City away. Second versus third at the moment. 1 point separating us at the moment. And the only two teams who've won the Premier League in the last 8 seasons. The last time it was won by any other team was 2016-2017. Liverpool are firmly back in form with a decent display, very good display against Villa, and then a brilliant display against Real Madrid. City on a decent run of form, but they lost recently against Aston Villa. And just like us, they've lost more games at this stage of the season than they would have liked. They've lost 3, we've lost 4. They're the top scorers in the division so far with 20. We are joint second top scorers with 18. Now, when I say they're the top scorers, that's almost exclusively down to Erling Haaland. Now, I must admit, I thought when Kevin De Bruyne moved on, Haaland wouldn't be as effective, but he has been. And he's been a goal machine so far this season. He has 13 league goals, miles ahead of anyone else. But in terms of Man City, he's got 13. The next highest goal scorer for them is own goals with 2. The next highest Man City player has 1. So their second highest goal scorer this season after 10 league games has 1 goal. We don't have anyone who can match Haaland's numbers, but we've got 5 players who've scored 2 or more goals this season in the league, and we've got 4 of those players who've scored 3 or more in the league. So we're able to share the goals around. We've also got far more players in general who have scored this season than they have in their team. But as good as Haaland's record is over his career and this season, it's not that great against us. In his overall career, he scored a quite remarkable number of goals. He's averaging almost 0.9 goals per game throughout his entire career. Against us, that drops to 0.36. I mean, that's a massive difference. 0.9 to 0.36. And that's because he invariably loses the battle between him and Virgil and Konate. And they've done a number on him many times across these games. So, we need to see a repeat of that on Sunday. The result may well rely on how well we keep Haaland away from goal. But that battle between Haaland and our centre-backs only becomes a battle if we allow City freedom in their approach play and the ability to pick their passes and find space. My concern is that last season, Arne Slot changed his tactics against City. It worked, but he played with a low block and allowed them time and space with the ball to knock the ball around, and they ended up not doing anything with it. But I'm a bit worried that that approach might backfire on us if we try it again this season. And I don't think this City team deserves that level of respect. I don't think they're anywhere near as good as teams of the past under Guardiola. I think we win this game approaching it in exactly the same way as we approached the Real Madrid game on Tuesday. We high press them, we hunt them, we play higher up the pitch than we did last season. We don't allow them to play through the lines, we force them into mistakes. Doing that will unnerve them because they're not that great defensively, and they won't like it if they're getting hit with every tackle, and it will also nullify their ability to get the ball to Haaland. And you know, if he's not getting the ball, it's almost like they're playing with 10 men because he really does not influence the game at all other than his goal scoring exploits. So for me, it's exactly the same 11 who started against Madrid. They'll have had 5 days since that game, 4 complete days of rest, and Man City will have only had 3 days of rest because they played a day later than us. And at this level, that 1 day extra of rehabilitation and rest and preparation can make a huge difference. And let's face it, nobody from the 11 that started against Madrid should be left out. That performance deserves the old cliche of you don't change a winning team. Because this wasn't just a win against Madrid, this was the performance of the season against Madrid. A Madrid team with more overall attack and threat throughout their team than this Man City team has. In terms of that Madrid display, from our defence to our midfield to our forward line, the links, the relationships, the partnerships, the chemistry were all back in tune. It was easily our most balanced performance of the season, and for good reason. It consisted of a title-winning back four, the title-winning midfield trio, and in the front line, the world-class talents of Wirtz, who was brilliant, Ekitike and Salah. They can't be isolated for long periods by going into a low block and gifting possession to Man City. I don't think that's the way we win this game. For me, mirroring the Madrid performance is the route to success here. I don't want to see Arne setting up a Liverpool team worrying about Man City's strengths. I want to see him tactically setting up to play to ours. I want Conor Bradley doing a Vinicius Junior on Doku. I want the energy, drive and quality of our midfield to outplay and outrun and outperform theirs. And I want to see that new look forward line, so good against Madrid, really take it to that Man City defence. I've watched a lot of City lately, and yes, of course, they're a threat through Haaland, but I'll tell you what, they are vulnerable in defence. In every game I've seen, they've given up very, very good chances to the opposition, and a lot of good chances as well. So what about the head-to-head records? Our last 4 results against Man City, they haven't beaten us once. 2 wins, both last season, both 2-0. The second one coming immediately after we beat Real Madrid. And 2 1-1 draws before that. In those last 4 games against them, we've scored 6 times, they've scored 2. In the last 10 games against them, we've won 5, drawn 3, lost 2. We've scored 18 and conceded 14 in those games. We've scored in all 10 of those last 10 games against them. They've drawn blanks 3 times. And as we've all seen, it's stats like that that really get into Guardiola's head. He's great when he plays against a team or a manager that he dominates year in, year out. He just sets his team up the same, he puts the team out there, the other manager generally bottles it, and City go on and cruise to a win. That's generally what happens. His aura against other managers almost wins them a game before they even get on the pitch. But when he has to think about it, when it's against teams and managers who've not only gone toe-to-toe with him, but have had his number over the years, he tends to overthink things. And when he tends to overthink things, it tends to go wrong for him. Hence the fact that they've only beaten us twice in the last 10. Jürgen had his number. He won more games against Pep than he lost. And in fact, in 30 games that they had head-to-head as managers, Guardiola only won 11 of them. In his head-to-head with Arne Slot, it's even simpler. Arne played 2, won 2. Guardiola played 2, lost 2. And our manager, after a rocky patch, not just in terms of the team, but also in terms of him as a manager and his decision making, seems to have got his mojo back. And his decision making in the last 2 games is back to the astute decision making we saw last season, rather than the questionable decision making we'd seen in the games prior. And how timely is it? And you know, in terms of this head to head, that Pep will be agonising over this, don't you? He's smug and proud of his head-to-head with other managers. I've seen him interviewed, and when they bring it up, he has this big beam and smile, like, you know, look at me. Because he normally comes out on top. But he didn't against Jürgen, and so far he hasn't against Arne. So I'm sure he's thinking to himself, even now, oh God, I've lost 2 out of 2. What if it becomes 3 out of 3? What if I have a 0% win ratio against another manager? You know he's going to hate that, don't you? Now, one other observation, and something I think can be absolutely massive in this game, and it's been so refreshing to see. We've got our 3-piece heavy metal band back in midfield. Macher, Dominic Szoboszlai and Ryan Gravenberch. By far the best, most balanced, most talented trio we can play there. And finally, all of them are fit and flying again. And all of them are playing in midfield. Now, not only do they tend to dominate any midfield they come up against when they're at their best, but something additional is happening. They're all shooting on sight. Not aimless pot shots. Genuine threats, genuine high percentage shots from outside the box. Against Madrid, Szoboszlai had 4 pile drivers. He had 5 efforts on goal in total. McAllister hit another pile driver from outside the box. All of them were on target. All of them were saved. And Macher, of course, happened to score with a header as well. Against Villa, Ryan Gravenberch, edge of the box, hits one, scores. Dominic Szoboszlai with his free kick against Arsenal, scores. This midfield trio are not just dominating midfield and running all day, they're also creative, they're having assists and they're scoring goals. You add to that Dominic Szoboszlai's ability from a dead ball, not just scoring, but look at his dead ball delivery for Matt Macher's goal the other day. So we have got this balance completely right, and those 3 can do it all, and those 3 can dominate this Man City midfield. Then, if they do, and we've got that back line solid, the guile, cleverness and goal scoring ability of Wirtz, Ekitike and Salah can really put this Man City team and this Man City defence under the cosh. Guardiola knows he's got a task on his hands to stop this Liverpool team. Don't forget, this is a Liverpool team that has scored in 44 consecutive league games. So let's go and make it 45, lads. A win in this one confirms even further that Liverpool are back. It'll be 3 wins in games where our detractors were all rubbing their hands thinking we could lose all 3. Well, we've won 2 of them. Come on, lads, let's make it a 3rd. It will be a statement at this stage of the season because there's a long way to go. And of course, we've bounced back because we are Liverpool and that's what we do. We bounce back. When things go wrong, we put it right. And that Madrid win was a joy to watch. Quality, energy, drive, commitment, passion, determination, focus and belief. All on display. And we need all of them on display again on Sunday. We do that and we can take this Man City team. See you after the game. You'll never walk alone. Cheers, ta-ra.